Greetings, Earth creatures. It is I, Mohammed Sonic Boom. And yes, today I'm gonna do the new Blackwing Deck Profile, starting with these, yep. And yep, I managed to purchase some from the, yep. Some from Legendary Collection IDs, from Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge, even from Darkwing Blast, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go with the deck profile anyways. So, let's start with the Blackwings. The Blackwing, so I'll start with running triple copies of Blackwing Veda the Emblem of Wandering, yeah? Why I run Veda the Emblem of Wandering? Because when I have a Blackwing monster, I can special summon this from my hand, it says, right? And yes, during the main phase, I can send this card in the field along with one or more non-tuner Blackwing monster, so the total level is equal to 8. You can bring out Blackwing Dragon immediately. But he can't special summon monsters except for dark attributes, yeah? But that's why you would get Blackwing Veda the Emblem of Wandering, which is the best way to get into Blackwing Dragon. It could be a tuner for other level 6 synchros, yeah. You were gonna use it. But also I run double copies of Sudri. Why I run Sudri is because when I don't summon it, I can add a card that matches Blackwing Dragon from my deck to the hand. Could be Blackbird Close, or Black Shadow Squall, or Black Feather Whirlwind, yeah. Whichever comes first, yeah? But the problem with this card, it's no problem at all, you know. Unless you, there's no problem at all with this card, because it says here, I can tribute a monster and bring out a Phantom Glimmer token, you know? And yeah, I take some amount of damage for that, but if you have Blackwing Dragon, I can place a Black Feather counter in just so I don't take the damage, yeah? But I can't special summon monsters during the turn except for synchro monsters. That's why Sudri would often come in handy, you know? Also, the other Blackwing things I like to run would be 2 copies of Bora, the Spear. Why? Because it can deal piercing damage, and if I have Blackwing, you can special summon it immediately. And also I like running Dull Panaki. Why? Because when it's can't be used as synchro material, except for the synchro summon of a Blackwing, you know? Because when it's sent to the graveyard for synchro material, I can add a Blackwing from the deck to the hand, you know? Which comes in handy as well. And I also run Double Gale the Whirlwind, because I can special summon it if I have a Blackwing monster. And yeah, once turn I can target one face-up monster my opponent controls, and the target's attack and defense points is half. And I like running Double Collude. Why? Because when during either player's damage step, when a Blackwing monster I control is attacking or being attacked, I can send it and have it gain 1400 attack to the end phase. That's why I like running these. You know? The next Blackwings I like to run will be Double Simoon. Why do I run Double Simoon? Because if I have no monsters and it's in my hand, I can banish another Blackwing monster from my hand and place a Black Whirlwind from my deck. It's up in my spell and trap card zone. I can either add it, send it to the graveyard, or immediately normal summon it without tributing. And after I do that, I can do an additional normal summon. But during the end phase, I can send the Black Whirlwind placed by the effect to the graveyard. And then I take 1000 damage, which, oh no, can't be good. The other Blackwings I run from the Darkwing Blast are Shamal the Sandstorm. Why? Because I can send this tuner here, I can send this card from my hand or field to the graveyard and place a Black Feather Whirlwind from my deck base up in the spell and trap card zone. But if the Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragon is special summoned to the field while it's in my graveyard, I can banish this and I can target a Blackwing monster and I can add to the hand and I take 700 damage. 700 points of damage, which cannot be good, you know? Also, Chinook the Snow Blast. Why I run Chinook? Because I can send this card from my hand or field to the graveyard, then I can target one monster my opponent controls, I can send a Blackwing Synchro monster or a Blackwing Dragon from my extra to the graveyard, and if I do, the targeted monster loses 700 points, and also I can negate the effects. But this is a quick effect if I control a Dark Attribute Synchro monster. But I can only use the effect of Chinook the Snow Blast once per turn. And the other one I like from Darkwing Blast is Zonda Dusk. Zonda the Dusk, yeah? I can't special summon monsters except for Synchro monsters. So I can only use the following effects of Zonda the Dusk once a turn. Is as you can see here, when I normal or special summon this Blackwing, I can target one monster on the field and return to the hand. But I can banish this to my graveyard and special summon a level 5 or higher Blackwing monster from my hand or deck. But I take damage equal to this attack. But I won't if I have Blackwing Dragon on the field. Let's go check out the other Blackwings I run. One Tornado the Reverse Wind would be better, because when I know summon it, my opponent controls a special summon monster, I can target a Blackwing tuner in my graveyard and special summon it, but the effects are negated, but I can't special summon except for Blackwings. And the others I like would be Jetstream and Blue Sky, if my Blackwing's attack is sensitive and take no damage. Otherwise I go into any level 2 Synchro monsters or level 7 Synchro monsters maybe, because quick moves are a Blackwing's specialty. I like running one Hurricane the Tornado, because I can target one Synchro monster on a field and it gains the attack points equal to the monster's current attack till the end of this turn. One Chris the Crack at Dawn, which can't be special summoned if I have a Blackwing monster, but can't be monster and it cannot be destroyed by spell or traps, yeah. Also one Harmattan, because when I normal special summon it, I can target a Blackwing monster and I can have it so I can increase the card's level by the level of the monsters. And the other tuner I like is Oster. Why do I like Oster? Because when I normal summon it, I can special summon any level 4 or lower Blackwing monsters and special summon it. And I can banish this to my graveyard and activate one of the effects, like placing a Black Feather counter on the Blackwing Dragon I control equal to the number of cards my opponent controls. Or, and I can place a wedge counter on the face-up monster that my opponent controls that doesn't have one, like I do, a full armor master. And I also like running Blackwing Gladius the Midnight Sun, because if I have the only Blackwing monster, I can special summon it. Like if I know summon Kochi, I can bring out Gladius. And I can go to level 7 Synchros, or yeah, that's right. I also like running one Sirocco the Dawn, because if my opponent controls a monster and I don't, I can normal summon it without tributing. And I can do even power transfers with this to any other Blackwing with this bad boy from Battles of Legend Without Revenge. I also like one Zephyros, you know, because if it's in my graveyard, I can return the face-up card I control and special summon it, but I take 400 points of damage. I can only use Zephyros once per duel. But let's go to the next Blackwings. The next group. Also like running Steam the Cloak, you know, since it's on the limited list. Why? Because if it left the field, I can bring out a Steam token. And if it's in my graveyard, I can tribute a monster and special summon it, but I have to banish it when it leaves the field. I can only use Steam the Cloak once a turn. But if it's summoned this way, it uses Synchro materials. All other Synchro materials must be Blackwings, you know? Also, I like Kochi Daybreak, but be careful with this one. If special summon can't be used as Synchro, if it was special summon, cannot be used as Synchro material. I like running Run a Roshi. Why? Because I can easily use this and when it's sent to the graveyard for a Synchro summon, I can target one monster on the field and change its battle position. And I like Blizzard of Far North. Why? Because I can target level 4 or lower. I can bring it back, go into level 5 or 6 Synchros, yeah. Also, one Decay the Illwind, check. Why? Because when I normal or special summon, I can activate one of those effects and target a Blackwing monster, like increasing the level by 1 or reducing it. But if it's sent to the graveyard, I take 1,000 damage, so better be careful with that one. I like running Shura. Why? Because whenever it destroys a monster by battle, I can bring out a Blackwing monster that has 1,500 or less attack points from my deck without its effects. I like running Crew Knight the Drizzle. Why? Because I can special summon it by tributing a Blackwing. And it's treated as a tuner, you know, so I can target a Synchro monster and I can declare a level from 1 to 8, and its level becomes the declared level. And it becomes that level to the end of the turn, yeah? And last but not least, Alpha Narrator. Why? Because when I have a Blackwing monster, I can normal summon it without tributing. And when I normal summon it, I can target one monster my opponent controls and change the battle position, yeah? That's all for the monsters. Let's go over spells now. So for those spells, I run Triple Black Whirlwind. Why? Because whenever a Blackwing monster is normal summon, I can add up a level 5, or I can add up any Blackwing monster from my deck to the hand that has less attack points than that monster. Also, I like running one Black Feather Whirlwind. Why? Because once a turn, if I special summon any Dark Attribute Synchro monster, I get to target a Blackwing one of my Blackwing monsters that I banished in the graveyard with less attack points than a special summon monster. So I can special summon it to the field. I was wondering about that, right? I don't even know why would I bother trying Black Feather Whirlwind. Of course, if a Dark Attribute monster I control be destroyed by battle or card effect once a turn, I can remove a Black Feather counter from my field instead. That's why I used it. And next up, the other Blackwing cards I like will be One Against the Wind. Why? I can target a Blackwing monster in my graveyard, and I can add to the hand, and then I take damage equal to the attack points, which is not good. Unless I have Blackwing Dragon, I'm safe. Unless I have Blackwing Dragon on the field, I'm safe. And the only equip spell I run is one Glowing Crossbow. Why? Because I can equip it only to a Blackwing monster, and it gains 400 attack and 500 attack and defense. I can only use this effective Glowing Crossbow once a turn. Like saying, if the equipped monster destroys a monster by battle, I can discard a random card to my opponent's hand. But if it's sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster was used as synchro material, I can add that from the graveyard to the hand and re-equip it. Right? And the other I run is Raptor Wing Strike. Why do I choose Raptor Wing Strike? Because I can shuffle a Blackwing monster into the main deck, and I can add a Blackwing monster from my deck to the hand if it dares to get targeted by Fiendish Chain or whatever. And now for some other spell. And for the spells, I run one of Lure of Darkness. Why? Because my deck is filled with dark attributes. I can draw 2 cards and banish one. And the Ring Requital comes in handy, you know. It's better than Black Boost and cards of the feathers, you know. Because with Ring Requital, if all monsters I control are Winged Beast monsters, and I control at least 2 monsters with different original names, I pay 600 life points to draw 2 cards. That's the draw engine for that. That's come in handy. Better than Black Boost. And cards for Black Feathers. Because with cards of Black Feathers, I can't special summon. That's not good. The other spells I like: Geki, Cosmic Cyclone, Monster Reborn, Burial from a Different Dimension, Swallow's Nest, and Reload. Though the only card Crow Hogan ever uses. That's why they all come in handy. Swallow's Nest, I sure love it if I use it. If my monster were to get destroyed by any trap hole card, whatever. Okay, then now we can go with the trap cards. Trap cards, I run Flatback. Why? Because during my turn I can target a Blackwing monster with 2,000 less attack points in my graveyard, and I can special summon it, but I can't normal summon during the turn I activate it, so could try to special summon Gale again, or Gladius, whatever it is. I also like running Blackbird Close. Why? Because when an opponent's monster activates the effect, I can send this face-up Blackwing monster I control to the graveyard and negate it. But I can destroy it After that, I destroy it, and I can send that to the graveyard and bring out either Blackwing Dragon from my extra deck. Because if I have a Blackwing Synchro Monster or a Blackwing Dragon, I can activate that from my hand, yeah? That's why I like those cards. Also like running Black Return. Why? Because when exactly a Blackwing monster and no other monsters special summon, I can target a face-up monster my opponent controls. I can gain a life points equal to the attack points of that target, and I can return that to the hand. No problem. I like running Black Shadow Squall from Darkwing Blast. Why? Because when a spell or trap is activated, I can remove a Black Feather counter from my field, and I get to negate it and destroy it. I don't know why would I even thought about this. Also, I like running Black Sonic. Why? Because when an opponent's monster declares an attack on a Blackwing monster I control, I can banish all the face-up attack vision monsters my opponent controls. But if I control exactly one Blackwing, exactly 3 Blackwing monsters, I can activate this from my hand. And also like running Blackwing Revenge. Why? Because when a Winged Beast type monster I control is destroyed by a battle and sent to my graveyard, I can bring out the 2 Blackwing Black Crash tokens. It comes in handy too. So now we're gonna go run the other. Let's go check out the other Blackwings. I run one Blackwing Backlash. Why? Because when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack when I have 5 or more Blackwing monsters in my graveyard, all my opponent's monsters are destroyed. And I like running Blackwing Twin Shadow. Why? Because I can shuffle 2 of my Blackwing monster, 1 tuner and non-tuner that are banished in my graveyard into the deck or extra deck, and I can special summon a Blackwing Synchro Monster or Blackwing Dragon to my extra deck whose levels is equal to those 2 monsters, which can be treated as Synchro Monster. But if I have 2 more Blackwings, I can activate this from my hand. Quite handy, isn't it? And I'm running 1 Delta Crow Anti-Reverse. Only happens if I have a Blackwing monster, I can destroy all set spell trap cards my opponent controls. But if I have 3 Blackwings, I can add that to the hand. The last traps I run are Jar of Avarice and Urgent Tuning. With Urgent Tuning, I can during the battle phase I can synchro summon. That's why I like running this. That's all for the main deck. Now we're gonna go to the extra deck. So the extra deck consists of synchro, yeah. So I'll start with Assault Blackwing Chidori. Why? Because of that. If it's synchro summoned using a Blackwing monster as material, it's treated as a tuner monster. So I'll face up on the field, yeah. And it gains 300 attack points for each Blackwing monster in my graveyard. But when it's destroyed by sent to the graveyard, I can target 1 Winged Beast type synchro monster in my graveyard. And except for this one, and special summon it. And also I like running Onimaru the Divine Thunder. But when I synchro summon using a Blackwing Synchro Monster, Blackwing Monster as material, it's treated as a tuner. But it cannot be destroyed by card effects, but I can target 1 Blackwing Monster in the graveyard so its level becomes the same as that monster. But I can only use its effect once per duel, because if it was synchro summon using only synchro monsters, it gains 300,000 attack points during the damage step only, yeah? And I also like running Raikiri. Why I run Raikiri? Because when synchro summon using a Blackwing monster as material, it's treated as a tuner monster, so yeah. Because with this, I can target cards in the field up to the number of other Blackwings, and I can destroy them once a turn, yeah? I like running Sayo. Why? Because when synchro summon is treated as a tuner. Better to go to your level 5 or 7 synchros, yeah? Because twice a turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle. And last but not least for these Assault Blackwings, I run double Sohaya. Why I run Sohaya? It's because when I synchro summon it using a Blackwing monster as material, it's treated as a tuner. Because when I do that, I can target 1 Assault Blackwing monster in my graveyard and special summon it. Like either Sayo, Raikiri, Chidori, or Onimaru. Whichever comes. But if it's in my graveyard, I can banish the copy here and bring back. I can banish 1 copy and bring back the other. Sohaya. Simple, right? So without further ado, let's go to the others. One Blackwing Dragon, because that's what I like. Because if I will take damage from card effects, I can place a black feather counter on it. It comes in handy, you know. But it loses 700 attack points for every black feather counter it has. But I can remove all black feather counters, and then I can target one of my monsters my opponent controls, and the target loses 700 attack points equal to the black feather counters I removed. And yep, I take damage, and my opponent takes damage equal to the attack points lost by the effect. And I also like Blackwing Assault Dragon. Why? Because it must be either Synchro Summon or Special Summon from the extra deck by managing a Tuner Synchro monster and a Blackwing Dragon face up in my field or graveyard. But each time my opponent's monster activates the effect, I can place a black feather counter on it when it resolves, yeah? That's why it comes in handy, you know. And my opponent takes 700 points of damage, you know. But I can, during my opponent's turn, I can tribute this card with 4 more black feather counters, and I can destroy all the cards in the field. That's what I'm trying to think of, yeah. But let's go to the other Blackwing Synchro monsters I run. One Blackwing Armwing, because he can deal piercing damage, but gain 500 points, yeah? An Armmaster can't be destroyed by battle as well. You can place a wedge counter on it, but you can remove all the wedge counters from my opponent's monsters, and its attack and defense becomes 0. So Blackwing Armmaster can't be destroyed by battle. And I don't take any damage, you know. That's why. And Full Armor Master is unaffected by my opponent's card effects, you know. Each time my opponent's monster activates the effect, I can place a wedge counter. Unlike what I did in remote dueling. On that opponent's monster it has. But after the effect resolves, yeah? So once a turn, I can target one monster my opponent controls with a wedge counter, and I can take control of it. But during the end phase, I can destroy all monsters on the field that have a wedge counter. Try going against Sky Strikers, but I lost. Also, I like running one Borostorm, which is a Synchro Tuner. Requires a Dark Tuner or Non-Tuner. But when Synchro Summon, I can send a Blackwing monster from my deck to the graveyard. And if I do, its card's level becomes the same as the monster's. But when I destroy the monster by battle and send it to the graveyard, I can banish a Blackwing monster from my graveyard or face up on the field. And I can special summon the destroyed monster to my field in defense position. Borostorm the Evil Wind will come in handy, you know? I like running one No Thumb. Why? Because when I special summon it, my opponent takes 800 points of damage. And then my opponent one face up monster my opponent controls loses 800 attack and defense points. And the other effect, during my main phase, I can almost summon a Blackwing monster in addition, you know? Way to combo off with Black Whirlwind, because Black Whirlwind, I can use it again. I can use it once again as well. It also runs Blackwing Tamer. Why? Because I can target a level 5 or higher monster, Wing Beast type monster in my graveyard, and special summon it. But whenever my opponent activates a card effect that targets it, or if he tries to attack it, I can, quick effect, I can target one of the Blackwing monster I control, and I can change the target of it, like that, yeah? And I can change the target of it, yeah? And last but not least, the Link monster I run is Wee Witch's Apprentice, because all Dark Attribute monsters gain 500 attack and defense, and all Light Attributes lose 400 attack and defense. But if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, I can add back any Dark Attribute monster from my graveyard to hand. Think of it. Now for the side deck. I like Gust of Black Blast, you know, because if I have no cards, I can special summon it, you know. And if that opponent's monster will attack a Blackwing monster I control, the attacking monster loses 300 attack points, yeah. And also I like Silverwind the Ascendant. Why? Because requires a Blackwing tuner and 2 or more non-tuner monsters. Because when I Synchro summon it, I can target 2 face-up monsters on the field whose defense is lower than its card's attack points. And I can destroy that target, but I cannot conduct my battle phase this turn. But during each of my opponent's turns, the first time a Blackwing monster I control that will be destroyed by battle, it's not. I mean, Mistral, what do I think of Mistral? Whenever it's sent to the graveyard, I don't take any next battle damage, yeah? Even Kogarshi. I mean, Kogarshi is a level 6 tuner, you know? I don't even know what happens, because if it would be destroyed by a card, if I sent it to the graveyard, I could bring it out. And that's why he's Fainted Steel Chain. Can't attack directly, you know? Well, that's all for the black. That's all for my deck. This is Mama Sonic Boom, signing off.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking here. If you want to watch more videos, click either one of them.